world is racing to develop sixth-generation fighters for next-generation air superiority. The U.S., China, and European countries are mobilizing their technological prowess and future strategies. At the center of this is the evolution of the concept of future air combat aimed at being farther, stronger, and more invisible.
Former U.S. President Donald Trump announced in March that the U.S.'s sixth-generation fighter jet is called the F-47, and that Boeing has been selected as the main contractor. This aircraft is evaluated to contain new technologies and aviation strategies that go beyond the existing F-22 and F-35. Meanwhile, China also joined the competition with the U.S. in earnest by unveiling what appears to be a J-36 prototype late last year. Europe is not sitting still either. The UK, Italy, and Japan are promoting the GCAP, Global Combat Aviation Program, to develop the Tempest fighter jet, while France, Germany, and Spain are setting a goal of building the FCAS, Future Combat Aviation System, by 2040. The Economist, a British weekly magazine, analyzed this trend and stated that the sixth-generation fighter jet will feature more fuel, more weapons, and stronger computing capabilities. The difference is evident even in the size of the aircraft. The F-35 is expected to be about 15.7 meters long and 10.7 meters wide, while the F-47 is expected to be 19.2 meters long and 14.25 meters wide. The operational radius will also increase. While the F-35 was about 1,240 kilometers, and the F-22 was about 1,093 kilometers, the F-47 is expected to increase to about 1,852 km and the Tempest is expected to increase to about 2,222 kilometers. The reason is clear. In order to enhance stealth performance, weapons must be stored inside the fuselage rather than under the wings. More complex electronic warfare equipment and cooling devices must be installed, and the fuel tanks for long-range operations will also be expanded. In the end, the appearance is increasingly closer to a strategic bomber than a conventional fighter. A British Air Force officer says that the Tempest should be able to cross the Atlantic without refueling. This is because tankers are vulnerable to long-range missiles such as the Chinese PLACE-17 and must avoid Russian air defenses. Aviation experts refer to new aircraft, such as the J-36 and Tempest, as air cruisers. The concept of air combat is shifting from close combat to long-range detection, stealth, and strike capabilities. Computing capabilities are also key here. The Tempest is said to be equipped with a computer system that can process data equivalent to a small or medium-sized city in 1 second. In fact, the CEO of Leonardo, an Italian defense company involved in the development of the Tempest, described the fighter as a flying supercomputer and aircraft carrier. However, the pilot issue is still an unresolved issue. Although artificial intelligence and autonomous flight technology are rapidly developing, it is judged that operations centered on manned aircraft is still realistic. And the sixth-generation fighter is being designed with the concept of a leader platform that controls unmanned aircraft. And the most realistic barrier is cost. The F-47 is a high-cost aircraft, costing approximately $160 million to $180 million per aircraft, almost twice that of the F-35. Because of this, the number of aircraft produced is bound to be limited. And for each country that needs to adjust its defense budget, it is a difficult task to strike a balance between technology, strategy, and reality.
The sixth-generation fighter is not just a fighter, but is evolving into a platform that commands operations and controls data in the sky. The global competition to dominate the battlefield in the sky. The finish line is not yet in sight.